If we don't act now, we may never get another chance to change course. I need you to pause whatever you're doing, right now. Because what I'm about to say isn't just important. It might be the only message that could truly change your life forever. I'm not exaggerating. You and I, we're standing at the edge of a cliff. And the truth is, if we don't act now, we may never get another chance to change course. That sounds dramatic. I know. But it's the quiet truth that's been screaming beneath the noise of your everyday life. You feel it too, don't you? That subtle, restless pull in your soul. Like something vital is slipping away. But you can't quite name it. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I was in a forgotten mountain village, tucked away from all GPS and internet maps. No lights. No signal. Just silence. I wasn't there on vacation. I was desperate. My life had been consumed by noise, distraction, and chasing things that never really fed my soul. I needed answers. Real answers. And I had heard whispers about a man, a monk, who lived high in those mountains. They said he didn't speak unless absolutely necessary. And when he did, his words shattered illusions. It took 3 days of hiking, alone, through biting winds and razor-edged rocks. My feet bled. My mind screamed. But eventually, I found him. He didn't greet me with words. Just silence. He looked right into my eyes like he already knew everything about me. The guilt. The confusion. The fake smiles. The nights I stared at the ceiling wondering what the hell I was doing with my life. And then, after 2 hours of sitting in silence with him, he finally said one sentence. If you don't change direction now, you'll end up exactly where you're going. That was it. Those words pierced me like lightning. They echoed through every regret I had ever buried. Right now, you're on a path. Every thought, every habit, every compromise you've made, it's leading somewhere. And if you stay on that autopilot, you might wake up one day and realize you're too far gone to turn back. Not because you can't, but because the part of you that wanted to change is already dead. Here's the hard truth. Comfort is the most dangerous drug in the world. It keeps you asleep while your life slips through your fingers. Think about it. How many dreams have you buried under maybe next year? How many truths have you ignored because facing them felt too inconvenient? And now I need to ask you something personal, deeply personal. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Not entertained, not distracted, not even productive. I mean that breathless, soul-awakening kind of alive. The kind that makes your chest burn and your heart pound and your spirit scream. This is why I'm here. Most people go their entire lives without ever touching that feeling. But not because it's rare. It's because it demands everything. Now, here's where this gets mysterious. Around the 3rd day in that village, something happened. At sunrise, I was meditating beside a waterfall the locals called the Spirit's Eye. Legend says it reveals to you the moment in your life when everything could have changed, but didn't. I thought it was just poetic nonsense, until I saw something in the reflection of the water that shook me to my core. It wasn't just my face looking back at me. It was every version of myself I had abandoned, the writer I gave up on becoming, the lover I pushed away, the friend I ghosted, the son I never made peace with. All of them stared at me from the water, not in anger, but in silence. A mournful silence that said, "We could have been real, but you walked away." I broke. Tears poured uncontrollably, and in that moment, something cracked open inside me, a voice I hadn't heard in years. Not a supernatural whisper from the sky, no thunder or miracles. Just me. The real me. and it asked me a question I've never forgotten. What if this is your last chance to become who you were meant to be? Let that question burn in your chest for a second. What if this is it? Not in a doomsday, apocalypse kind of way, but in the realest way possible. What if the window to your transformation is closing right now, and the person you could have become is watching you, waiting, and slowly fading into oblivion because you're too afraid to leap? You don't need more time. You need more courage. And sometimes, that courage starts with a whisper. A whisper like the one you're hearing right now. A whisper that says, "Wake up. This is your sign. This is your chance. Don't miss the signal the universe has been screaming at you this whole time." After that moment by the Spirit's eye, something inside me shifted. Not like turning on a light switch. More like cracking open a hidden door inside my soul that had been sealed for years. And once it opened, I couldn't close it again. I left the mountain with nothing but a notebook, and a strange feeling I couldn't explain. It was like I was carrying a flame in my chest, and it had only one purpose, to awaken others. But as soon as I returned to my normal life, phones, emails, expectations, and that crushing need to be successful, I realized something dark. The world doesn't want you to wake up. Everything around you is built to keep you numb, distracted, and just comfortable enough to avoid asking dangerous questions. Questions like, why am I really here? Who would I be without fear? What if I stopped living for others and actually became me? The real reason most people never change isn't because they can't. It's because deep down, they're terrified of who they might become. It's safer to stay broken in familiar patterns than to risk becoming someone new. That's the trap. That's the lie. That's the enemy. And then, it happened again. 3 weeks after I returned, I had a dream. Not a normal dream. The kind that grips your spine even after you wake up. In this dream, I was in a vast desert, alone. The sky above me was a swirling black hole, and I was being pulled toward it, inch by inch. I couldn't run. I couldn't scream. But then, out of nowhere, I saw a figure in white, glowing, calm, and radiant. They didn't speak with their mouth. They spoke straight into my mind. You are walking toward forgetting. Turn around. And then, I saw it. A glowing golden tree far behind me, pulsing like a heartbeat. I ran with everything inside me, and when I touched the tree, I woke up. Sweating, trembling, crying. I wrote one sentence in my notebook, you are walking toward forgetting. What was I forgetting? Myself. My essence. My purpose. My urgency. The mission I was sent here to do. And maybe that's you right now. Maybe you've forgotten who you really are. Maybe you're sleepwalking through a dream someone else designed for you, thinking it's real. But I'm here to shake you. I'm here to light a fire under your soul. Because if you don't act now, if you don't turn around, the black hole gets stronger. It's not just metaphorical. Every day you stay in that toxic relationship, that meaningless job, that routine that kills your spirit, you lose spiritual gravity. You drift farther and farther from the truth of who you are. Until eventually, you forget you were ever meant to fly. But there's something else the figure told me before the dream ended. Something I haven't told anyone until now. They said, there is still time, but not much. What does that mean? I believe it means we're living in a window. A rare, precious window in your life. A season when your soul is still reachable. When your destiny is still accessible. When your fire hasn't gone out completely. But that window won't stay open forever. It never does. Which brings me to the most haunting question of all. What will you regret most if you stay on this path? Let that haunt you. Let it break you. Because your answer, that's your doorway. And here's the wild part. Every single person watching this video has a different doorway, but all of them lead to the same place. Truth. Real, undeniable, soul-exploding truth. The kind of truth that doesn't care about your excuses, your past, your pain. It just wants you to wake up. The figure in my dream? Maybe it was an angel. Maybe it was my higher self. I don't know. But I do know this. They only show up when time is running out. The door to everything you've ever wanted is right in front of you, but it's disguised as everything you're afraid to face. I know this isn't easy to hear, but I didn't come here to give you comfort. I came to give you clarity. Because the real danger isn't that your life will fall apart. It's that it will stay just good enough that you'll never dare to rise. You'll have just enough money, just enough friends, just enough distractions to keep the deeper questions from erupting. But that's not living. That's drifting. And maybe you've already felt it. That terrifying moment when you realize you're living the same week over and over again and calling it a life. That faint echo inside your soul that whispers, "This can't be all there is." And I'm here to tell you, it's not. But there's a cost to waking up. A real one. You'll lose people. You'll lose fake versions of yourself. You'll lose illusions that used to give you comfort. But in their place, you'll find something so real, so powerful, so overwhelmingly alive that you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. You'll begin to feel time differently. You'll taste your food more deeply. You'll hear music like it's speaking directly to your heart. You'll cry more, laugh more, breathe differently, speak differently. Because you'll be aligned. And when you're aligned, when your soul, your actions, and your purpose are finally in sync, the entire universe begins to respond to you differently. Doors open. People show up. Synchronicities explode. It's like reality bends around your truth. But only if you act. That's why the title of this video isn't a metaphor, it's a warning. If we don't act now, we may never get another chance to change course. You think you have more time? That's the biggest lie of all. You think you'll feel more ready later? You won't. You think a sign is coming? This is the sign. Every second you wait, the gravity of your old life pulls harder. But if you make just one real decision today, one choice from your soul, not your fear, you break the spell. It could be as simple as saying the truth out loud, ending a lie, writing the first page, making the call, taking the walk, deleting what drains you, starting what calls to you. Whatever it is, do it today. Because today is sacred. It's not just another day. Today is the moment where timelines split. There is a version of you that wakes up from this video and changes absolutely nothing. They go back to scrolling, complaining, wishing, pretending. And there's another version of you who acts. Who stands up. Who says, enough. And that one decision, that one soul-powered move, rewrites everything. I've seen it. I've felt it. I've lived it. There's something I haven't told you, something I never thought I'd share publicly. After that dream with the black sky and the golden tree, I started having waking visions. Not hallucinations. Not dreams. Real flashes of something beyond. In one of them, I was walking in a massive hall of mirrors. Each mirror showed me a different life I could have lived. Some were filled with light, others with pain. But the one that hurt the most was the mirror that was blank. When I asked the guide beside me, "Why is this one empty?" they said, "That is the life you never dared to create." That moment destroyed me, because it made me realize something terrifying. The most tragic version of your life isn't the one where you fail. It's the one where you never begin. So let me ask you now. What would you do if you knew this was your only shot? Not your only life. Your only window within this life. The one that demands action, courage, soul alignment. What would you finally dare? What would you finally release? Who would you finally become? Right now, you're not watching a video. You're standing in front of the sacred fire of your destiny. And I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to ignite you. To push you. To challenge you to rise beyond the small version of yourself the world keeps trying to sell you. You were never meant to live a normal life. You were meant to awaken others just by being fully alive. And if that means shaking the ground beneath everything you thought you knew, so be it. Because the cost of sleeping is too high. The world needs your truth. The world needs your light. The world needs you. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Right now. In this moment. There is a version of you that is no longer afraid. They're watching from across time. Begging you to choose them. To become them. And the only thing standing between you and that life is action. So take the leap. Burn the plan. Follow the whisper. This is your time. This is your sign. This is the moment that splits reality in two. Because if we don't act now, we may never get another chance to change course. Everything you're looking for is already inside you, but it's begging you to risk everything to set it free.